because at the moment I have to do the Keaton bat turn almost. Welcome back everyone. Today I want to work with my cowl a little bit to make it a little bit easier to turn my head in. You can probably see as well there's this big yellow thing in the bottom of it. That's actually just a sponge to kind of pad the back of it out because it's actually, the cowl itself is quite big. It's a little bit too big for my head. So I have this photo shoot coming up to coincide with Halloween. And I'd like to try and make a few adjustments to the suit prior to this shoot to make it a little bit easier to shoot in, and being able to kind of turn my head at least a little bit better than what I currently can in this would help a lot. Because all my previous shoots, and you might have even noticed it in some of the other footage that you've probably seen on my social media, is that I'm quite stiff, quite rigid. Kind of feels like I've got like a stick running down the back of my neck just because it's really hard to turn my head. I'll put it on and I'll show you what I mean. That's pretty good. The cowl as well is also, like Pattinson has, his eyes are kind of set a lot further apart than mine. So the way that the cowl's modeled on his face and my eyes being a little bit closer together kind of pushes them in. And once the black eye makeup's on, it doesn't look as derpy as I like to say. But yeah, so the issue at the moment is, if I give you a close up. So at the back, you've kind of got, you can see how this extends. So the back of the cowl extends quite far down here. I really hope you can see if I turn around here. It makes it very hard if I want to look left and right. You can see how it's basically this part here that's kind of stopping me from allowing that. I've already cut a bunch off the back of this. It used to go down a lot further and then I cut up a little bit. I kind of have left it like that for the last 12 months and I've realized, you know what, if I actually cut this back up a little bit further, it'll probably allow me to kind of turn my head a bit more, because at the moment I have to do the Keaton bat turn almost. I can sort of turn my head, it just kind of like stretches the cowl a little bit, and I'm just kind of a little bit really protective of it. I don't want to put too much stress on any of the kind of weaker points of it, mainly kind of these corner bits here, place your cowl is most likely to tear. Let me just grab the collar as well, because I've got to be careful when I'm cutting up the back. I don't want to cut up too far, because if I cut up too far, then you're going to be able to see down the back of my neck when I'm in the suit. But the collar, which I'll go and grab. Okay, so here's the collar. I've made some adjustments to it recently, and by adjustments I basically mean I've covered it in a lot more Velcro kind of along the back here and the edges, which I will show you guys in a later video. It's just kind of, I'm trying to streamline how well the suit fits together once it's on me, because the cape especially likes to kind of fold off the shoulders and cover around a bit, and it just kind of gets in the way. So I figured the more Velcro I can put on this thing, the better. So let me just throw this on, at least loosely. The collar will come up about, well, this far. So I'll have to look at that separately to figure out how far up I'm allowed to cut. But I'm also kind of floating the idea of removing, there's kind of Velcro on the insides of the collar here. This is all rubber, by the way. And it just kind of helps the cowl and the collar all sit together as one piece. But I'm thinking if I kind of remove some of the Velcro on here after I've chopped up the back, it might allow me to turn my head a little bit more freely. Save me having to do, the whole full shoulder thing. But yeah, I'm gonna take to it with a set of secateurs, wire cutters, I don't know, something I picked up from Bunnings. I'm gonna have at it with these, and we're gonna see how we go. Hopefully I don't screw it up, because this is the only cowl I have. So if I cut too much off this thing, it's it's game over. I've got to get a new one. So if I try to turn my head at the moment, like to the left, for example, that's like, it's doable. It's not impossible, but I just like it to be a little bit easier, to be honest. It just still feels really, really stiff. I'm just gonna start by loosely kind of marking on the back of the cowl here where I'm just gonna use pencil. I'm just gonna see where I think I probably need to come up to as far as cutting, and I think it's probably safe. Can I see that if I use pencil? Is that gonna show up? Okay, it's pretty faint, but it's enough for me to kind of see what I'm doing. I think, now I don't wanna go too far too quickly, but the collar does cover quite a lot. Now, I recognize you guys probably can't really see the marking that this is making on camera, but it's just faint enough of a mark for me to kind of be able to see when I'm cutting.
Now, yes, you can probably see that I've already cut like a bit off the bottom of this already, but it wasn't quite enough. I think in some of my earlier photos where I'm posing with the cow, you can see the extra little bottom bit that's already missing. The first time I tried to cut this with regular scissors, it was basically impossible. Like, it was just, the urethane rubber is really, really strong. So, really scared I'm gonna mess this up, but okay. All right, so we've lost about, I don't know, an inch's worth off the back of the cow. Okay, it looks a little bit rough from the back, but it doesn't have to look perfect from the back because again, the collar's gonna protect most of that. So it is a little bit wonky, but I think we can make do with that.
I actually forgot to film an outro for this video, so I'm recording this like it's like 2 weeks later. I've actually already done the big Batman photo shoot that I was preparing the cowl for. Yeah, my channel's not very chronological. I'm kind of always constantly filming stuff very out of order. So I should probably work on that. But anyway, yeah, so as far as like turning my head goes, truthfully, it hasn't actually done much for it. It's still a bit stiff. Let me see if I can move, I can turn slightly in it, so it's not terrible. It feels more comfortable, which I think is more the point than anything else. If I can stay in the suit for longer, that just makes shoots a lot easier. It just stops like that bit at the back from like digging into my neck. That wasn't a lot of fun. I didn't really enjoy that. I don't know if you can kind of see from the back there now as well, if I kind of stand in front of the mirror. Yeah, it's slightly better, slightly. And you know, we'll take what we can get here, given that I've battled through multiple photo shoots at this point where it was just like digging into the back of my neck and I was just not having a good time. So it's nice to just have a little bit more mobility. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like and a comment down below. Please subscribe to see more of my batsuit breakdowns and little alterations that I'm going to do on the suit as time goes by. Thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate it, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.